Right, so we're on. We're live. I think
We're
we're live.
live. We're live.
We are live. I think we're live on Instagram as well. So we're literally working on everything. We've got some breaking news, folks. We may as well just get the ball rolling. Right. So some breaking news. For anyone that's not aware, it looks like Scunthorpe Alphas and Humber Warhawks are merging. We think that's great. We just need, where I've got a finger with this, and I know we're obviously here to talk about NFL. Where I've got a finger about this is it's not. How do I say this? Will sound like an idiot. There's still we've still lost a team. I think it's great both teams are cracking on together, but we've still lost a team, which is sad. That's that's my view on it. But how have you been, mate? What's going on?
Oh, everything's kind of same old, really. So the academy, Cats Academy, still running with that. Starting to get the guys focusing on a little bit more indie drills now, so they're getting them prepared. Trying to get them all kitted out so we can start actually hitting nice and hard.
It's getting to that part of the year. So sorry, when the Super Bowl finishes, you're like, here we go.
This is it. This is what everyone's been, looking forward to, is getting the pads on themselves and start crashing into one another. It's an enjoyable experience.
Yes.
So yeah, the kids are really up for it. Again, we could do with some more players. So if you live in the Cambridgeshire sort of area, come and join the Cats.
Yeah.
Or if you live just outside Cambridgeshire, come and join the Cats. We're always looking for young talent. So if you're aged between 16 and 19, want to give it a go, come down and join the club.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I've also I found out last week that I made the leading character in the play.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Who are you playing? Give us some on that.
So the play's called The Haunted Cabin. I play a character called Joe, and it's the synopsis is kind of some adventurers are climbing a mountain and the weather sets in, so they take refuge in a cabin which they don't realise is haunted, and the ghosts get up to some scary things to freak out the people inside the cabin. And yeah, it's quite an emotional roller coaster for all the characters, especially my leading character Joe, who lost his brother the year before climbing that same mountain. So it's a good story. I've read it cover to cover about 20,000 times, and I'm stoked that I'm playing the lead character because that's the one I wanted so bad. So yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Went through the read through and rehearsals the other day, and that just everyone in their characters, it just seemed amazing. So again, if you live in Cambridgeshire, Peterborough area, and want to come and watch it,
I'm gonna come down and like be like one of them hecklers. Play Freebird.
But yeah, it's great. You'll probably.
Where did you watch Super Bowl?
I watched it at home. I was hoping to go to a Super Bowl party, but I ended up just watching it at home.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a great watch. Well, I say it was a great watch. I think everybody anticipated it to be a defensive game, and unfortunately, it was a defensive game. So, from an offensive standpoint of view, when you want to see lots and lots of touchdowns, it didn't pan out so great.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad one. So like defense wise, it was pretty awesome, but I think we kind of predicted exactly how it would go. And at one point, my really unorthodox prediction of what the score was going to be was, and it was till the fourth quarter. I was still there. Do you know what I was going to put a bet on? A streaker, a protester, a streaker, and it was like 6-1 odds. And when it happened, because there was a guy I was sat next to, he's a referee, and he was like, "Why have you not done that?" Because someone won quite a fair bit of money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been busy with TDUK, getting us all set up. We're now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, with all that sorted, working. And I went to see Mika last night. Yeah, brilliant. but that's that. Let's get into football. So, I watched it at a Hickory's. It was rampacked. The atmosphere was spot on. The food was even better, and I ate far too much food. But going to the Super Bowl, folks. The Seattle Seahawks won. I don't even want to say won. I want to say dominated, 29-13. And we did a prediction where people could have won £50 in vouchers for Gridiron Co. A really good clothing, by the way. And no one got it right. I don't think anyone thought it was going to be this big, whereas we kind of did. Maybe I had a little bit too much on it. But first quarter it was 3-0 to Seahawks. Second quarter it was 9-0 to Seahawks. Third quarter, it was 12-0, and then the fourth quarter, it obviously finished 29-13. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked at all. But I was. What more surprised me was how little the Seahawks did to. Sorry, not Seahawks. The Patriots did, because surely in that game, that is the game where you want to take risks. You've got to take risks, and they just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, from an offensive point of view, I think the Patriots came out and they kind of showed their hand straight away. They, Seahawks defense, they play quite a high shell safe sort of backfield. So that basically means that the defensive backs, the safeties, they play a little bit further upfield, so you can't really throw the ball deep on them. So what the Patriots came out doing was, okay, well, if you want to do that, we'll throw the short ball. We'll put everything underneath it. But the problem with that is twofold. The DBs in the Seahawks are absolutely fantastic, and their reads are so quick, and they know when somebody's coming underneath of them, and they came down and put pressure on all the wide receivers, and Drake May had no one to throw to. And then to top it all off, they were blitzing. They were throwing the linebackers down there like it was going out. It was going out of business. It was just incredible how much pressure the Seahawks managed to put on Drake May. I mean, they had 6 sacks in the game. It was just
they had a rookie right guard and right tackle, I think.
They did, and
they got butchered.
Yeah, and I think that's what that's what Seattle saw. They took advantage of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was always gonna be which team makes the least mistakes.
Yeah, correct.
And with the interception that Drake May did, where he kind of threw it down the middle of the field and got picked off by the safety, and then when he threw the ball in haste because it was being blitzed, and the defensive tackle picked it out of the air and ran it in for a pick six. They're the mistakes that ultimately cost the Patriots the game.
For me, they just didn't look. They didn't look like they were in the game from the get-go.
No.
Of course, I wanted an entertaining game. We'd all love like a 35-34 score. But it was no way near that, and it was. We love football. Everyone watching this, loves football. They want a good game of football, a close-knit game of football. It wasn't. They were a mile off. We know look. Obviously, I'm a Bronco. I'm one of the really annoying Bronco fans. I know the only reason they were in that game was because Bo Nix broke his ankle. And my mate said to me, "Do you think Broncos would have won?" No, I still think Broncos would have got beat against Seahawks. And that's just me, being honest. That's me being completely, transparent and honest. I thought they were brilliant. What do you think about the MVP award? Do you think that was bang on right?
Do you know what? I mean, I was gonna raise this up. I mean, Kenneth Walker, yes, he had a
brilliant game.
Yeah, fantastic game.
Yeah.
But if we're looking for the most valuable player, Witherspoon should have been that man.
We got another one with us. Hey, Steve.
Steve's turned up.
I have. I was sat trying to restart my phone and all sorts. So I was having a nightmare for a few minutes, and I felt like a grandfather.
How have you been, mate?
Not too bad. How have you guys been?
All good, all good. So just for a recap, Steve, you've missed that we've announced Humber and Scunthorpe Alphas are merging as one. Obviously, It's great, but it doesn't defeat the object of we're losing more clubs. We've spoke about Seahawks just annihilating the Patriots, and now we're on to MVP. So we'll let Lee finish his part, and then we'll come back to you, mate, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we were just going about that. You know, Kenneth Walker, absolutely fantastic. You know, he was breaking the holes in the Patriots defense, and you know, right, you know, deservedly, he did get awarded the MVP. However, as I said, you know, the most valuable player in my eyes, you know, was that defense, and that the key man in that defense in my eyes was Witherspoon.
I thought Patriots defense played good, but because their offense just gave nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they were fighting a losing battle.
Absolutely. And again, it comes down to who makes the fewest mistakes. And when you're playing against two powerhouse defenses like the Patriots and the Seahawks, your offense is under that pressure of not allowing those mistakes to affect the game. The defense are going to, you know, shut out the opposition as much as possible. But Drake May just made so many wrong decisions in that game, and it was unfortunate. And you know, again, they were the ones who made the most mistakes. But yeah, my MVP would have been Witherspoon. If the Patriots would have won, it would have been what's that DB's name for the Patriots? Rodriguez?
Gonzalez.
That's the guy. Gonzalez. I think he had a fantastic game.
Annoyingly, that is my MVP of the game.
Yeah, I think he played outstanding. I mean, the Patriots got a hell of a guy in that pick.
Well, he's a rookie, is he? Or is he second year?
No, he's a rookie. I think it was their first round pick, I think, this year. So
he played well. He had those 2 touchdown stopping plays that was so athletic, so insane. That's what you want from a DB. I have him as unfortunately, the losing team can never get the MVP, but for me, he was the MVP of the game. Because if it wasn't for him, that game would have been 60 points up. Like,
no, if I had the rights for Celine Dion, my heart will go on. It'd be playing right now. You can't give the losing team an MVP. That's like saying, "Oh, well, you finished second place, but you know it's all about taking part." No, it's absolutely not. No, nah.
No, I think Gonzalez was the best player on that pitch for that game. I genuinely think he was. Play on, play off, and like, I wanted to give my MVP to any number of the Seattle Seahawks defense, but in the fourth quarter, the Patriots did put up more offensive touchdowns than the Seahawks did all game.
Listen,
and I know they changed. They went into a shower coverage rather than a blitz, but
hang on, wait there. The halftime act got more yards than the Patriots. Did you see that?
I did.
Oh, mate, would you rather believe it? Oh.
At halftime, he was on like 115 yards or something, and the Patriots were on like 30 or 40. Like, it was such a bad first half.
So, we look. We're not all going to disagree on the MVP. I have a question for you, because we usually have game of the week and toilet of the week. Okay, so I want to know, was it a good game or was it a toilet game? Now, for me, it was a good game because it was pretty much a defense masterclass. Because defense on both teams was absolutely solid. Offense on the Seahawks was just better. Steve, I'm going to go to you first. Do you think this was a great game? Or do you think it was a toilet bowl?
So I'm torn. So I was. This was the first game that I was getting my girlfriend to watch the Super Bowl, and I was expecting like something exciting to get her interested in the game. I enjoyed it because, again, ex-defensive player, I love watching good defensive ball out. But then I did she fell asleep before the second quarter. There was nothing exciting. There was no action. There was no like arcade highlights, really.
And wait. We've got a very valid comment here. Evening, you handsome gentleman.
Which one of us has paid up for that?
And then we've got.
I won £450 because non-QB MVP. So he is going to send us a case of dandelion and burdock, which is the best drink ever. Steve, as you were, mate.
Yeah, no. So as I said, for me as an ex-defensive player, I enjoyed watching this. It was a very good defensive game. But as I was saying, I was trying to like show it to my girlfriend, trying to get her excited for the future of watching more games. And there was no arcade, there was no excitement really. Like it's hard to explain why the defense was good to a complete rookie.
Yeah, it's one of them because that'll be someone's first game of football they've ever watched. You know,
Yeah.
my first Super Bowl I think I ever watched was like 2011. Going back a while. So it wasn't a great game for a neutral to watch. I don't think it was a toilet bowl. I do think it was a great defense game. But Lee, I'm going to go to you next on this one.
Yeah, I don't think this was a toilet bowl either. You know, it was two fantastic defenses going at it. So for me, it certainly wasn't a toilet bowl game. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know, with the Super Bowl and you know the NFL being a business, you know, that's where they're going to throw in their ads. So it seemed like there was a few more ads thrown in there than normal, which obviously lengthens the game and makes it a little bit more boring. But yeah,
I felt like it was quite a quick Super Bowl this year.
You went up till 4 o'clock in the morning in a random bar, mate. Because I was ready for full time, me. I was ready.
There were what was it, like 3 or 4 penalties throughout the entire game. Half the team barely used their timeouts.
We've got a question. What do you prefer, Super Bowl or college national title? I am a CSU fan, mate, so I'm always going to prefer the Super Bowl. My team are awful, and they're going to be even more worse next season. Boys, any for you?
Yeah, NFL for me. NFL.
Yeah, NFL. Like I've been trying to get into college ball, but I just like it's the most complicated thing I've ever tried to put my head to. Doesn't make any sense.
Do you know what, mate? You go if you can ever get over there and you can go a game, it is crazy. Because in some places, college ball's bigger than American football, which is great. And for me, the hit's a little bit better sometimes.
I mean, it doesn't help. So obviously, I support all Kansas City teams. So I'm a Jayhawks fan. We have a better basketball team. I seem to follow that more than our college football team. We don't have a bad football team, but our basketball team is weirdly good. So I've been watching more of that than anything.
You Swifties. Right, folks. I have a question for you, and you're not allowed to pick your own team. Okay. I want to know who you believe. Let's throw it out there. I want comments. I want people to tell me who they think. And again, I'd like it to not be your own team. In fact, it can be yours, but for us, it can't. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl next year? I'm going to start off because I can't pick my team, and I'm going to go with the Jags. I feel like they have got so much better, and it's all set in place for them to get even better next season. So I'm going for the Jags.
Who are they beating in the Super Bowl?
Eagles.
Okay.
I can't decide if you said that for a laugh or if you just picked a random NFC team out of your
Oh, someone else. The Jags. Cheers with me, Dandelion and Burdock.
What you doing?
Spend that £5 in 2 minutes.
What you, Lee? What's yours?
See, for me, it's going to be the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to win it next year.
I said you that £5 too.
And if I get five from the same Broncos, I'll just keep saying Broncos.
We got Bengals. Bengals.
I think and I think the Broncos are going to beat the Niners.
We'll go back to you in a sec. I don't know who this is. Nos Tilly. It's on YouTube. Can we realistically see the Bengals turn up? I mean, Bengals have been unlucky with injuries. I think we can admit that. But can realistically we see the Bengals turn around that much? I mean, you look at the Patriots, how quick they've turned around this season.
Yeah, I feel like the Bengals are just like they're a team that are really good when they want to be good, but they also have the most like inconsistent track record over the last few years. They just also my girlfriend just sent me a laughing notification. That might have been her sending the Go Bengals because she knows.
Well, listen, you just described my team as being inconsistent, Denver Broncos. We've got another comment here. Jags versus Bears Super Bowl. Wife is a Jags fan and I'm a Bears fan. Someone's trying to get lucky. Let's move on from that. Lee, do you want to finish off where you were at, mate? You carry on praising the Broncos. We've got another however long we want to do. If you want to do that for the rest of the show, off you go, mate.
No, I mean, I seriously think the Broncos are gonna sort themselves out next year. Obviously,
I'll let you read that.
Bengals O-line can't block a toilet. Burrows is injured too much. Yeah,
yeah, this is true.
Oh, the truth hurts. I mean, listen, the Patriots couldn't block anything on Sunday. Steve, who are you picking, mate?
I'll go more of my heart than my head for this, so I'm going for the Lions. I think they were. My girlfriend's just messaged saying I was right. By
the way, if anyone doesn't know, Steve has a girlfriend.
Nasty.
No, I think the Lions have like the potential for the most explosive offense if they can sort out just a couple of things and calm down a quarterback and then fix some parts on defense. I would love to see the Lions win it. I think they're going up against, again, I'll go with my heart, it's going to be Ravens or Bills, but realistically, probably Broncos.
It's the most PC comment I could make, mate. I was meaning PG. Thank you very much. We are trying to. This is all of these programs. We will do our best to keep them PG, folks. Thank you very much. Yes. So Lions, if not Broncos, did you say then?
Yeah. I think Broncos is the realistic AFC team, but I would like to see the Ravens or the Bills get there. But
I'm enjoying this. I've not paid anyone to say nothing. I promise you, I'm enjoying this. Right. Well, look, we've got our predictions there, folks. We would love to know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl next year. Pop a comment there. Obviously, if you're watching this later on, pop a comment. Tweet us. Tweet us, X us, whatever you want to call it. We're on Twitter/X. We are on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. TikTok. I've said TikTok. We're on everything. We're on YouTube. We're on absolutely everything. So put a comment in. Let us know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl next season. Even better, tell us why. Right.
To be fair as well, 24 hours of the day, at least one of us is probably looking at the pages. So.
I know, mate. Honest to God, like I get that many notifications at work. It's just.
I've been doing my artwork. Like I seem to start like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So, and I've also always got the Instagram open. So if you want to message us, I'm probably there doing artwork.
We should figure a way of making a poll.
Yes.
One of the Lee's gone. I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. One of the more controversial things, which was for the complete wrong reasons, was people talking about the halftime performance. Let me just add Lee back in before we crack on with this. Add Lee to stream and he goes straight to the bottom. There he's back. Look at that. Look at the little head shake. Lee, we were just saying what people were talking about the halftime performance. I thought it was great. Did we enjoy it, boys? What's your Spanish like?
Do you know what? It's
not my vibe. Look, if it was me, I'd have the Killers playing Mr. Brightside or Kings of Leon. It's not my vibe. I can appreciate some good music. I enjoyed the atmosphere. I think they were politically quite correct. With the message. We don't want to be political on the show, but I thought it was a good show. I think what some people seem to forget is there's many cultures and there's many nationalities that watch this sport. No one was kicking off when Coldplay from Scotland, I think, from the UK were playing. No one was bothered about that. No one was bothered when Shakira was shaking her hips when she was performing. So I kind of feel like it takes a bit of shine from a great night. Well, what do you think, boys?
Yeah. So I sort of echo that. I think it was very good, like politically, in the message he was portraying, but. For anyone who doesn't really know me, I'm a heavy metal fan. I'm a big rock fan, so I didn't enjoy it. But that was just because that was not remotely my sort of music taste. I wasn't like actively being like, "Oh, this is bad. I don't want to do this." But it was just like, I don't want to listen to this.
For me, the best ones will always be Prince, because the guy was improvising on stage, wearing heels in the rain and just mental.
I did really like the Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre one a few years ago.
Yeah, again, but that's not my thing. But I enjoyed it. I think the last one I didn't enjoy, Beyonce. I thought that was awful, and that was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. Lee, anything on that one before we move on?
Like I say, I think it was a bit of a political show, really, wasn't it? But I think the general production of it was fantastic. To use the whole pitch to put in the sugar fields, and to show what Mexico can bring, rather than just the stereotypical stuff
Puerto
of
Rico,
what Mexicans.
Puerto Rico, brother.
Puerto Rico. There you go.
Yeah.
Mexico, Puerto Rico. They're all there.
We've got a comment. Keep politics out of football. I agree, but it keeps diving into it. That's why.
That just unfortunately, that sounds too Trump for me.
Keep politics out of football.
Like there's a point where, when millions of people are watching, that if there's something you want to make a point of, then you probably should. It's like a few years ago when everyone was like kneeling for the national anthem.
I don't want to get too much into it, but I think these players on the pitch have such a positive influence on people's lives, and so do the musicians. And there's a lot of things that happen at the moment that I don't agree with politically, but I don't need to get into that. Let's crack on with the football. I think we should move on from the subject. So I have another subject to talk to you about, okay? And I'm going to go on the subject with a question. Which team do you think needs miracles in draft and FA to have better season? Jets, they're a dumpster fire totally. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Who needs a really good draft pick this season? Who needs a really good season in terms of recruitment? Because we spoke last week about Aaron Rodgers retiring. That short went a little got quite a few thousand views, and I said he'd be I mean, even if he went to like the Pats, for example, where they've got a really young QB, that is someone that you want helping a really young QB. I made that comment, and Lee came up with a great response of, will his ego allow it? We don't know.
No, I don't think. Again, I didn't get to put my point into that, but I agree with Lee. I don't think his ego would let him do that.
Who needs a really good draft season then? So for me, I'm going to say the Raiders, because a club that big with a fan base that big can't keep carrying on being that poor. Lee, I mean, I'm going to go to you next.
See, for me, I mean, that sort of question is it's a little bit loaded, because I mean, you look at teams like the Raiders, the Jets, some of those teams of the Browns, they need more than just one or two people. They need a dozen or so people to turn that club around. Teams which I think are one or two players away will be people like the Texans, the Cardinals, the Chargers. They are a few away. I would say Bengals, but I think the Bengals defense needs 5 or 6 really good players. But yeah, so again, Nathan's coming up there with the Vikings as a new QB. Another team out there would be Miami. They're the kind of teams in my eyes which I think are a few players away from becoming a good team. And if they hit it good in the draft, they could do something real special. I think the Cardinals and the Dolphins they've got QB issues, as with the Vikings. What are they doing with their QB? Texans trade CJ Stroud for a new draft pick. It's a good shout. Who would want him? And what would Texans offer other teams? If the first round, but they're mid to sort of bottom of the draft order, really, aren't they? So there's not. It's a difficult one to say, and I know obviously GMs earn their money in these sort of environments, but yeah, I think Nathan's absolutely right. The Jets absolutely trash, but see what you thinking?
I'm thinking that. Okay, so we mentioned the Jets. We know that they've got a very loaded 2027 draft, and that's potentially going to lead to something. I reckon by 2029 they might make the playoffs, but that's going to pay off a lot. For me, a team that's like almost there but just isn't clicking is the New Orleans Saints.
Okay, I can agree with that because there were some games where they were pretty okay, and there were some games which they weren't.
Yeah, like they've got a few missing holes, but again, it's not going to be fixed by one player. If we're talking about one player, again,
sorry, mate, I'll let you read that.
CJ Stroud and Twinkie Bar for a second round pick.
I'll take the Twinkie Bar.
Yeah, fair enough. For me, you've mentioned the Raiders. I think it's pretty much sold that they're going to get the number one quarterback off the draft. But I mean, I was seeing videos last night of him getting drunk at a wedding, whereas there's other quarterbacks sat at home watching film. So is this going to be another Raiders pick where they pick an ego, like a player who's got ego over?
So I have a big problem with that. If I'm going to a wedding and I'm playing for the Denver Broncos, I'm getting drunk and I'm doing the Hey Macarena. Like, you've never seen it before, mate. This gut can move, I'm telling you. So I get where you're coming from. Obviously, you should be putting your time in, but if you're at a wedding, you go dance. One team that I think needs a really good pick, a really good off season, is the Giants, because we've seen shades of really, really good with the Giants. And I think they're being really underlooked for next season. I think they could do pretty well. You know, they had some really bad injuries. Scatterboo, I always say it wrong. You know, he is going to have the best 2/3 season career before he ends up completely done in. But you know, if I'm gonna look at my own team, we got found out with our run game. We need some good running backs. So you know, the Chiefs, what position are they going to be in? You know, where do you think the Chiefs need to recruit me?
For me, running back. For me, the best draft pick for me would be Jeremiah Love. I think he's the best running back in the class. I think we can, because we're 9th, he might be able to fall to us. I think that's where we're sort of looking at. If not, then we've got Eric Bieniemy back, and he was the running back coach for the Bears, so he might be able to coach up our current running backs and maybe fix that problem. And then we've got like maybe a couple of defensive problems, maybe like an edge rusher. I don't know, but for me, I want Jeremiah Love. I think that's what I want to draft.
We've got a comment here. Bears desperate for pass rush, maybe first round pick plus DJ Moore plus third round pick in 2028 for Max Crosby or Myles Garrett.
That feels like one of the traits I'd get in fantasy, where I'm like, "Have you been drinking, bro?"
Do you know what? I have a funny draft pick story actually. When I used to play for Chester Romans, there was a guy involved at the club. I won't name names, but he got selected to go and be announced as draft pick for the Raiders. And he was all over, and I would do the same. He was all over social media. He was wearing these chains, all this Raiders gear, and he was going on and on about it for ages. And again, I would do the same if I was doing it for the Broncos. Anyway, when it come for him to announce his draft pick, he went to adverts. We didn't see it. Oh, grief! Chat was going. It was just, oh mate, I felt bad for him, but I also laughed at the same time because if it happened to me, I know people would laugh at me for it. Oh God. Right. So, anyone else want to talk about draft picks? Who need to be? You know, the Jets.
I think you know Nate's picked up a good point there. You know, with Max Crosby and Myles Garrett. You know, there's always talk on, you know, good players on bad teams.
Yes.
Being used as trade bait. You know, and you know, Max Crosby and Myles Garrett. You know, they're both. You know, they both come across like they're loyal to their clubs. But you know, is this what they want? Is this where they want to be for their career? As a, you know, do they want Super Bowls?
I very much get the idea from Myles Garrett, at least, that he cares more about being paid the big bucks because he looks like a good defensive player, rather than actually going and winning something and being on a team where he doesn't look like. If he joined a team where he was just an average D-line man, I feel like he cares more about his ego and his like vision.
Do you want all good stats, or do you want to win a Super Bowl? I'd want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd rather win a Super Bowl, but I don't think there's I actually don't know. I don't know if there's any monetary value to winning the Super Bowl. It's not the World Cup where you win some money.
I'd rather win a Super Bowl. Like,
oh no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, for players like Myles Garrett, I think he cares more about if he plays on a very bad team, he looks good, so he makes more money. Whereas if he went to a team with a good D line, would he be that good? Would he have broken the record if he was on, like, if we put Myles Garrett on the Broncos, or if we put him on the New England Patriots, or we put him on the Seahawks, would he have got that record sacks or no?
No, no way, no way. Doesn't mean a thing without a ring from Nathan. I agree. No, I agree completely. Right, so folks, this is our last live stream till Wednesday. We're going to be going around about the draft picks.
Well, I was saying we should do something for the combine, which isn't actually that far away.
But we will. The show's going to carry on weekly. It'll be uploaded to our Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. We'll share links to that. Thank you everyone for joining us on our first season. Thank you for Sport Tank for having us and educating us how to do this. And obviously now we're on our own platform, TDUK. Tell us about, obviously throw some comments of things you want us to talk about in the off season. Steve, I'm pretty sure you've got about 1 million different ideas of the show that you want to do.
Yeah, very much. I want to do some like educational stuff. I would like to go through a game per week. If anyone's interested in that, we pick our favorite game of the week and we have a discussion about that, like we did the Super Bowl. Talk about the
goods.
It gives us time to explain stuff. It gives us time to like talk about it and go in depth as to what the coverage is and what all that sort of stuff.
Okay. As mentioned before, we did do a competition for predictions, and thankfully none of you got it right, so that means I save 50 quid. Right, so we're all done with NFL for now. Just want to go into Britball as we're going into that. We do have a new Britball show starting in April called Monday Night Huddle. We would love all you guys to get involved, to jump on the show. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's going on with your season. We got a lovely comment there. Love the show. Cheers, Nathan. We hope you're not getting any abuse on the games. We know what these Uniball students can be like. That's a joke. So, Lee, I'm going to start with you. Okay. And this is about your team and your team only. What do you predict for your team, Britball team, in 2026?
So I think we're going to have quite a good season. And I'm going to predict a 500 season.
Okay. Now, that's going to be interesting. I mean, you're in a very tough division as well. And I imagine it's hard for recruitments because there's so many teams around you, or am I wrong on that one?
Nope, we're the only Premiership team in East Anglia, so we've got the closest teams to us would be Norwich, Ipswich, Northampton.
You've got it well better than my team has. There's literally a team that way. Okay.
Yeah, we're a bit more spread out than you, but what we do lack is obviously the bigger cities. So we literally get our guys from Cambridge itself and some of the other sort of bigger towns around Cambridgeshire. But yeah, we do struggle. Historically, we've always struggled. But we've got some big guys coming in from the university scene. Most of our offensive line, believe it or not, are actually
feed them pancakes and candy. Feed them pancakes and candy.
The whole O line is pretty much sort of 19, 20-year-olds. So that's good in one respect because O line they last for years. So yes, that's what I mean. It's a 500 season. I really do think it's a 500 season for me.
Okay.
So yeah, watch your space. We've got some hidden talent coming through.
So, Steve, I know you don't play no more. You were a Giant, if I recall. You played for Sheffield. Yeah. Sheffield's division is consistent of Yorkshire Rams, Chester Romans, Newcastle Vikings, and a team in Scotland for I don't know what's going on with that. Last season, you won the Gulag game against Lancashire Buccaneers after you rearranged the fixture to benefit you. Not bitter at all. How do you think you're going to get on this season? Because for me, it looks like you're recruiting. I know you don't really stick in the loop with that much more. You're recruiting really well. You've announced some good recruitment. Social media seems to be really good. How do you feel the Giants are going to do this season?
Yeah, again, so like I'm not massively across Uniball or Britball at the moment, but I do still follow the Giants, and I still pay somewhat attention. And like I don't know, I've got like a weird feeling they're going to go like 0.75 this year.
Okay,
I feel like they're going to do all right.
I think they'll do well personally. Right. I keep getting told different things.
I mean, again, I know a lot of the coaches. I know a lot of the coaches from when I was a coach there, and like they have potential to do something great, and I think it's going to go well. But also now I'm back in Cheltenham, I'm going to be looking towards the local, so the Gloucester uni. So I'm going to be looking at that. But if there's a local team that wants me to be interested and look into, give me a shout, because I can't find one that's not relatively close.
I thought you were about to say you're going to join up again. I thought that'd be brilliant, because do it.
I mean, I'm 29. I'm young enough to be a DB again.
Okay, I thought you were about to say something else then.
No, I could do it. I could do it if I had the time, and if someone wants a DB who's been a DB coach and done something, give me a shout. You have a chat.
Awesome. I like that. I think the Giants do really well this season. There's teams in that division I worry about. Oh, hang on, we've got a comment here. Aztecs 10-0, Warriors 7-3, Rushmore 6-4, Cambridge 5-5, Wembley 1-9. You know what?
See, what's interesting about that is you're putting Rushmore at 6-4. So if that's 6-4, then the Cats with 5-5 must have beaten the Warriors.
It's football. Anything can happen.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. Do you know what? We'd love to know, Stallions, how you're getting on in terms of recruitment. But I don't know. And I am really excited to see Prem North, Prem South. Part of the thing of me, us setting up the show is there's people from different parts of the UK. We'd love someone from Scotland if you want to join. But let's go to my team eventually, Lancashire Buccaneers.
Let's see. Let's get to the Bucks.
Promotion. I know obviously Humber and Alphas have announced the merger. I'm aware players have left both Humber and Alphas, and I really do hope that merger wins. But we've recruited some brilliant players. We really have recruited some special players. And we've got some other players coming through. We've got some great coaches. So yeah, promotion's the aim. I do think it's going to be done. I think a lot was learned last year. I love the guys at my team, but there are a few who are happy playing Div 2, and that's fine. If you want to play Div 2, play Div 2. But I think there's a lot more who want to play Div 1 this season. So it's going to be a really good season. Apparently, there's no Gulag game. So what it is in Div 2 is top will play second of a division next to us, which could be Lee Miners, or it could be Rossendale Bucks, or it could be Birmingham Bulls, someone like that. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm still retired. I'm just kicking a ball, so that there's none of that. That's all I'm doing.
That's what I was going to say. We're going to see Matteo as a kicker this year, or
yes, mate. Yeah, I'm kicking field goals. That's the aim. I've got a. I'm not going to get the camera on my foot, but I've got a massive bruise on my foot. I kicked it that many times. So I'm kicking a few days a week. I'm doing a lot of leg kicks.
Are you kicking barefoot or something?
Bro, I'm kicking about 100 times. Like my aim is 50-yard field goal, and I know it's going to be so hard to do, but I'll kick the ball, then I'll sprint, grab the ball, punt it back, and I'm doing a lot of things to warm myself up, like pump, pass, and kick. So for anyone who doesn't know that, you punt the ball, you pass the ball, and then you kick the ball as a field goal. And when I did it on Tuesday, a dog came and grabbed my ball and ran off with my ball, so I had to kind of get it off the top. Any given Sunday I played for Plymouth Admirals, we took 17 players to a game and beat hosts 14-12. Hosts had 40 players. Fair. That's a Team United. I'm excited. Britball's around the corner. I know some teams have got scrimmages set up. We are going to be doing some competitions. Some power rankings are coming back, by the way. We can't wait for that power rankings are coming back. Div 2, Div 1, and Prem. We are going to be doing clips of the week, so send us your clips, whether it be funny, whether it be a great thing that you've done, whether it be a horrendous thing you've done. We're excited, obviously, for Monday Night Huddle to come back, and we're hopefully some people who followed us, who are NFL fans, can pick a Britball team they want to follow or even join and play. But are we done, gents? Is that us done for this week? Have we got anything else we want to go over?
I was just going to say, clips wise, so when I played for Hallam Warriors, we randomly once in the last play of the game we put a wide receiver out as safety, and he came back with a interception because the quarterback threw a terrible ball. We were like 41 up or something. So quarterback threw a terrible ball. A wide receiver came down with a ball, and he was just like, "See, boys, it's not that hard." And we were like, "Well, this is ridiculous," but this is a fun clip.
My favourite one of last season was when we got beat by Sheffield, and I think it was like the end intercepted the ball and then ran into his own zone, and it was a good 70 yards he ran, and he gave us safety. We were like, what the hell, but he took it on the chin, the guy, and he was a dead nice guy. But
yeah, I even sent that clip to my old coaches, and I was like, "What the hell happened here?"
But folks, thank you very much for the Audible. We are going to keep going, but it won't be live stream. We will upload the clip every Thursday, so we'll continue with doing that. So for the last time live this season, I've been Matteo.
I've been Steve.
And I've been Lee.
We will see you next week, but on the podcast it won't be live. Thank you very much. Uniball guys, good luck with the rest of the season. Britballs, guys, we can't wait to see what you're going to be doing. And again, just dead quickly, we are recruiting for a Uniball show, people for the Britball show, and people for the Girl Bowl show. Girls, we don't think your voice is being heard enough, and we want you to run your own show. We'll help you set up artwork and stuff like that if you want our help. I'm pretty sure you can do it yourself. So yeah, thank you very much, folks.